people, make sure that you go ahead and check out the Beeline Entertainment Stuff and Things shop. We got all merchandise that you're looking for, everything to promote the show. That's right, from hats to glasses to cups to sweatshirts to t-shirts, you name it. Boys, girls, babies, whoever wants to show off that they love watching the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We can't wait to see you in your brand new gear. Come on and check it out today. Let's go! What it is, people, yo, check it out. It's Thursday night, baby. You know what time it is. The Beeline Entertainment Show. Let's go. This is our last show of the week. Of course, we do this every single week. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I'm still having some technical difficulties every now and then, but it's getting better. So that's definitely the good news. Listen, I'm excited for this Thursday, man. We hitting June. We got the middle of the month that we wrapping up on, fastly approaching. Got summertime coming in. It's all the bangers and stuff like that. You know, the movies coming out. I just gotta say, the one thing that I can honestly promote happy is that there's a lot of great content out, yo. Whether it be like, content that people are making, whether it be movies that are coming out. I cannot wait for the Superman movie, bro. I have a feeling that's going to be one of the most slept on movies, yo. I saw the new trailer that just dropped. I mean, it looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. And there's been so much hate that this movie has been getting. People are never ready for change until they get all of it. And then where was this my whole life? Yeah, yo, I feel like that movie is going to be unbelievably great. And I cannot wait to watch it. Now watch it suck when I go see it. No, bro, I'm just saying, like, I saw that preview today. That Superman movie looks unbelievable, bro. I am so excited to go watch that. But yo, listen, this is the Beeline Entertainment Show where we we host a variety of content and we talk about different topics in the realm of entertainment. Of course, we do this Thursday nights at 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. And tonight, yo, we definitely got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about R&B music, baby, where it is, what it is, and what we love about it. And of course, tonight we got the top 5 favorite R&B songs. That's of me and Kyle. That is, Kyle's in the building. It was just his birthday. We're gonna say birthday to Kyle. But before we do anything, we're gonna make sure we give you an intro. Let's go. That's right. That's what we be about on the entertainment show. If you guys haven't checked this out before, you want to check out more episodes after you watch this amazing one, head on over to YouTube and check us out. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe to the channel. I was going to get that out regardless. And of course, click that bell button for notifications. It'll let you know when we're out. We do a show on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And sometimes we have sporadic shows, you gotta have fun. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys' support. The entertainment show is definitely speaking volumes. You guys love this show. You guys are always in the comments, and I'm having a lot of fun with us. And and where would this show be without my co-host, man? It's been amazing since I've asked him to join me on the entertainment show. We revamped. We used to have people come on and sing and do different things to show off. Remember that? But now we come on and we talk stuff that we love. And that's my brother over here. It's his birthday a couple days ago. So we're going to say happy birthday to you. Yo, I told you it's R&B tonight. Yo, we got Kyle. Hey, what up, Kyle?
What's going on? What's going on?
Chilling, man. I'm in a good mood, man. I feel good. Every time you go shopping, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you're buying either. You go shopping, you got some money to shop and spend. It's a good day. It's a good day. Well, what's up
right?
with you, man?
Man, life is good. I cannot complain. Like like you said, I just celebrated my birthday, year
Mm,
38. You know, already looking.
congratulations, man.
Thank you. Already looking like a good one. Started my. I think I started my 38th year off right. You know what I'm saying? I
Beautiful.
had a nice date with my girl, and that was it. That's all I wanted. We had some sushi, some good chat,
There you
and
go.
I still got cake afterwards because my
There you go.
sister my sister hooked me up with something from a bakery. I didn't ask for anything; she just did it. Right.
That's always the best gifts right there. When you're not expecting them and they just happen. Oh yeah.
These days, I don't, like I don't usually do much for my birthday. I'm like, hey, if something happens, it happens. Other than that, as long as I get like my people's are number one. I know they're okay. Then they send
Yeah.
me a happy birthday shout out or a text or something. Cool. You
Yeah.
know.
I feel you. Yeah, as we get older, man. I mean, you're right before me, Brian B. I turned 30. I'm turning 38 next month, man. So
Mm.
we're right. You're right ahead of me right there, Kyle. But you're absolutely right, man. As you get older, man, it's kind of like remember when birthdays were so magical when you were younger. You couldn't wait. Oh, I'm 10. Oh, buy me
I
Tyrannosaurus
mean,
Rexes and shit.
they still are. They still
Yeah.
are, but it's a little, it's a little different. Like you want to slow down a bit. Like I
Mm,
figure to myself, right? I am gonna celebrate I'm gonna like go out and do like milestone birthdays.
okay.
I'm pushing 40. So
Yeah.
when I'm 40, that's when I want to have a party. Like when I turned 30, I didn't have any plans, and my family surprised me with a party. About 70, like 70 members of my family members and friends showed up for me, and I had no idea. And like I said, it was nothing planned. So I figure, hey, celebrate, like do the big things for the milestone birthdays,
Yeah.
because you
I
never
feel you, bro.
know. I'm learning every day that getting older is a privilege. You
Yo,
know what I'm
yo,
saying?
I definitely agree with that. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
you definitely have to take it. You don't want to take it for granted because yeah, all the hardships. Sometimes I sit back and I just look around and I notice like senior citizens and stuff like that. The one thing that I start understanding as I'm getting older is like, damn, y'all made it.
Y'all made it.
Y'all didn't get
Exactly.
y'all didn't get hit by a bus. Y'all didn't,
Nope.
end up on the street. You
Nope.
still well put together. They
Yep.
might be grumpy trying to run your ass over in the grocery store. But they made it, bro.
But they
So
made it.
give them some respect because it's hard out here. It's hard out here for sure.
I see people like, they get upset as they get older because they're not able to do the same stuff that they used to do, or they don't feel the same. And I understand that feeling, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you're
Appreciate where
still
you at.
exactly, you're still
Yeah,
here. You're still able to talk to people, to interact with others, and maybe give some wisdom to younger people.
that's
We're
right.
getting older, man, so I'm just embracing it you
Bro, I
know
know every single day. JC, what up, bro? Hey, boys, great to see my boys Brian and Kyle back at it. Just guested on Rude Life. Oh, Raw. I think that's what
Yeah.
he's talking about. Rude Life Nasas, or maybe not Raw. I'm not sure actually. Handicap and Chill podcast. I hope.
Yeah, I gotta talk to him. We've been talking on and off. Hmm.
Okay, cool. Congrats, be on your new blessings too, you and Tiff. Yeah, thanks, bro. Definitely got a new baby coming in, and we're definitely getting ready. We're supposed to do the wrestling show yesterday, and we had to postpone it. That's fine. We'll be back. We're always back. Happy early Father's Day. Oh yeah, happy Father's Day. That's right. Good remembering. Happy
Eh,
Father's Day, to the dads.
you almost forgot that Father's Day was coming up, huh?
You know what it is? Me and my wife's birthday, I'm not birthday, anniversary
Yep.
are on the 16th. So it's
Oh.
hard to keep in mind like, the Father's Day and then our anniversary. My daughter's birthday is right around Mother's Day and sometimes on Mother's Day. So
Mm.
yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, there's a lot going on around it.
There's a
Like,
lot going on.
yeah. And
Gotcha.
happy Father's
Gotcha.
Day to all the dads out there watching, man. Appreciate you guys. We need y'all. Don't let nobody tell us that you don't need, the dads out here. Dads are
Mm.
super important.
Yep.
Strong dads too.
Yep.
But Kyle, man, we got a good segment today, man. We don't got no watch list, even though I've been watching some stuff. We're gonna get back to the watch list. I wanted to kind of have this whole show to have this discussion because it's a really
Yep.
good discussion.
Hmm.
But we talking R&B music, bro. I'm
Yep.
excited about this one. Like,
Hmm.
just to catch you up, like I know because you've been guests previously on the show, and you've been rocking me for a while. But like I said, Beeline, if you guys don't know, if you're new to the show and how it goes now, like we used to host Beeline Entertainment where we would have different artists come on and show off. Remember that? The horns would blare.
Yep.
And it was a lot of fun, but we met a lot of really talented people, man, from rappers to singers to even opera. We had somebody come on and sing opera one time. So
Nice.
that was
Nice.
awesome.
Hmm.
But there's nothing to me that I love more than somebody who can sing really, really good, man.
Somebody that
What do
can
you love?
sang.
Sang, baby. That's
Sang.
right. Put some stank on it. But
Hmm.
yeah, let me ask you, Kyle,
Yep.
what do you love personally about R&B music before we get into like the technicalities and stuff?
When I was a kid, just listening to mellow grooves, right?
Mm,
And because I grew up on listening to, I grew up on all types of music thanks to being in a family full of DJs. So
that's right.
so along with the hip hop, I heard a lot of R&B. To Whitney Houston, I heard Bobby Brown was one of my favorites. Brandy
Mm,
was one of my first, like one of my first crushes. TLC, all that,
yes.
like, stuff like that. And then later on, I would get into like the history of R&B before there even was a name. Like you had the blues, you had early rock and roll, and some people couldn't, like you look at a lot of it now, and it's like, yeah, it's all the blues,
Yeah.
you know.
And that's one of the questions that we're gonna have early on. And I'm not trying to be like no therapist, no teacher or nothing like
No, go
that.
ahead.
But let's get to the brass tacks here. What is R&B? What is R&B? Rhythm and blues. I feel like there's a lot of culture. And I'm not trying to be the old man. I know we just talked about how we getting up in age and everything, but I'm not trying to
Yep.
be the old man. But one thing I do recognize is there's a lot of people, our age especially. I don't know if it comes with the territory,
Mm,
but you hear them saying, "Hey man, music ain't the same. Hey man, music is dying." You know what I'm saying? Like, or at least this style of music is dying, or
mm,
this type of music is it's surpassing what it was, but not
yeah.
in a great way.
Mm.
And I feel like there's a lot of culture that is lost with when you hear R&B. I don't even know if people react the same way to be like, "Oh, that stands for something." Like,
Hey, yeah, I no, I hear you because I remember growing up not knowing what R&B stood for. I just knew it was R&B.
that's right. And I
That
think a
was
lot of people get that.
Yeah, that was it. I had no idea that it was an acronym. I had no idea until I think it was like I was either I saw a documentary on it, or it was like something in Black History class, like a Black History lesson, when that would come up. But I didn't really start really knowing what R&B meant to the culture until I got much older,
That's
you
right.
know.
Well, just to kind of give you guys, you're watching Brian B show. We're gonna educate you over here on the Beeline ENT.
You
But
know.
let's give you the straight definition from Google and his AI servant. And I want to say this before we do this. This is a quick little segue here. AI, we coming for you. Coming for your ass. Listen, I'm saying that because probably coming up soon on one of these entertainment shows, we're definitely gonna dive deep into AI. It's coming.
Dog, I'm gonna be sending you some stuff, bro.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna send you
Yeah.
some stuff. I'm sorry, I sent you like a
No,
boatload of stuff
yo,
earlier today.
I see everything you send too. I see everything you send, and I watch it, especially on my downtime. A lot of times when I'm cooking or I'm in the kitchen, I'm watching stuff that you send. I'm flipping through videos while I'm just standing around, waiting for stuff to get done or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna have that conversation. That's coming up soon. But
Mm.
here's a brief description. R&B is short for rhythm and blues. Is a genre of music that originated in African American communities in the 1940s, blending elements of blues, jazz, gospel, and soul. That is so much. That's
Yep.
so much genre, so many genres that are just mixed into one.
Yep.
And it's very crazy how, you know, we're gonna have, of course, our top five tonight. If I didn't say it earlier, is gonna be our top five favorite R&B songs.
Yep.
And boy, was that shit hard to write, man.
I,
Really
dude,
hard, man.
I was still going. I was still going over it until just now.
What up, Chuck? Yeah,
So,
speaking of R&B, Chuck is definitely amazing voice on this guy right here. And I know you guys are in music with the Holy Shit Podcast. Giant shout out to the Holy Shit Podcast. You guys are amazing over there, especially if we're talking wrestling and mental health, different stuff. But yeah, they do great. But I know you guys are in music, Chuck, and Chuck Jordan makes good R&B music. I believe you. Chuck got an amazing voice, man.
mm,
Um, but yeah, so it's characterized by its smooth rhythms. Damn, Kyle, you basically nailed it on the head with what you were saying earlier.
hmm
Smooth rhythms, emotive vocals, and strong backbeat. Over
yep,
time, R&B has evolved, incorporating influences from pop, hip hop, funk, and electronic music. All right, we're gonna take a break right there. Now, the reason why I made that sound effect and I said we're gonna take a break right there is because of that last part that I just read. Kyle, let me ask you, man.
yep,
One of the things that I've noticed with R&B music is, like it just said, I guess you can call that evolving.
mm,
I call that not R&B. Um, I've been, listening to a lot of different music my whole life,
yep,
and when we started to get into, especially, the early 2000s to the late 2010s and stuff like that, there's
yep,
still a little bit of it now, but it's not as much. There was definitely a giant era where you were getting a lot of hip hop and R&B songs.
yep.
Uh, Ja Rule was a big name. Of course, 50 Cent. He talked shit about Ja Rule, but then did the exact same shit that Ja Rule did.
Singing, yeah,
Singing every fucking hook. Ja Rule, to me, to be honest with you, besides Mace and these guys who really were doing it before, like even Tupac, who had the R&B singers on the hook, and then they would spit on the
LL
verse.
Cool J, you know,
LL, let's go ahead and just like completely, because man, him in total.
yep.
Who do you love? Damn, LL Cool J, he takes the cake
Hey,
for hip hop
lover,
R&B.
look,
Hey, lover,
hey,
bro.
lover.
That's one everybody don't know about. That's one that if you got to be a fan of R&B music to know about. Hey, lover.
Man, and the funny thing is, we would get at like before all this other controversy, we would get at Drake for being soft and singing
Bro,
and stuff like that. And I'm like, but he's not the first to do that. He
hell
is not.
no.
He is not the first. My favorite artist of all time is LL Cool J, and
Ooh,
he can flip between a smooth ballad for the lady, "I Need Love,"
oh
hello,
man, yeah,
you
yep, for
know,
real. To
to
Mama Said Knock You
to
Out.
Mama Said Knock You Out, exactly.
The head
So
sprung.
head
To,
sprung.
to, to yo, listen, to shut them down.
Just shut
I
him
shut them
down.
down. Get
I
up.
got you.
Shut them down.
It's
Hey, homie. Let me tell you something. When we was watching, not MTV, not
yeah.
VH1, not none of that, not MTV Raps, none of that. I'm talking about when we was watching The Box. Remember The Box
The
back in
box.
the day?
Mm.
I used to sit in that damn television and wait for that shut them down video to come down so I could tape that shit. I love that song, bro. That was from Any
Oh
Given
man.
Sunday. Yes, yo. Woo, you just took it back. But I was saying all this to say, I never felt like the mixture between hip hop and R&B was ever categorized as R&B music. Even when I make
Mm.
my playlists and stuff like that, I feel like that is exactly what it is. I wouldn't call that an evolution, man. I would call that a
Crossover.
collaboration, a
Yeah.
crossover, a mixture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
but then it's like it's crazy to hear that R&B, rhythm and blues, it's all based of multiple genres of music, man.
Exactly.
So it's kind of
Yep.
difficult, like to categorize it in its own way,
Yeah.
and even differences from pop, even differences like R&B can be categorized in so many different genres. So
Exactly.
I don't know, man, but it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Because the point of it is the feeling. It's the word. It's the words. It's what you feel when you hear someone pouring their heart out about lost love, or trying to seduce someone, or having sex. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? You know,
Getting the mood,
it's
saying
it's mood music.
Yes,
It
it
is
is.
it
It
is
really is.
mood
So,
music.
with that being said, let's ask
Yep.
this question and let's see
Yep.
what answers we get. And guys in the comments, please feel free. I want to hear what you guys think on this topic. 'Cause this is a very popular topic right here.
Mm,
Not that one. We asked that one already. What happened to R&B?
mm,
Now I'm gonna introduce this because
yep.
I feel like that there is a difference. Let me just start there because there may be some people nothing happened. Oh, it's still the same.
Mm,
That's a very you would have to literally argue your point if that's your standpoint on the topic.
mhm.
I definitely feel like R&B has transitioned from generations, as you saw. It was categorized in the 40s. You know what I'm saying? And that's a long time ago. Like people were singing a lot different back there. You had doo-wop, you
Yep.
had a bunch of stuff back in the day.
Yep.
Even if you can categorize James Brown as a form of, I don't know if you might even
He
call him pop. They were calling Michael Jackson
they
pop
were
at one
he
point.
was like they
Um,
call him the
but he was
godfather
singing a lot of
of funk.
R&B.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
he
Kyle,
was
I
def
don't hear you. I don't know if is that
Oh,
me or is that you?
is that me?
It might
Is
be
it
me,
me?
man. My stuff been tripping. But if you hear me, then you might be okay.
I can hear you.
Just make
Mm.
sure so we don't lose anybody here. Just do a quick little test here. All right, yeah, I think it's me. I don't know what's going on with my equipment. Like I said, I categorized it before, but as long as you can hear me, I'm gonna keep talking. I'll fix it in a minute. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, we literally went from like back in the day, the Temptations, so many different groups. The Bars, one of my favorites from back in the day, to like really having respectable, loving, like you said, setting the
One,
mood,
two, one,
Marvin
two.
Gaye. So
Mm.
many people that you can go ahead and categorize as the soulful, I don't even know how to express it.
Soul
Loving,
singers.
like part of R&B
Hmm.
that I don't feel like we have anymore. I really don't feel like it's the same thing anymore. How do you feel?
Um. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello. Crap. Okay. You want me to?
I
What just happened?
There you go. You hear me right?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. Like I said, my stuff has been tripping, man. I probably got to upgrade my whole computer. It's a pain in the ass.
Man, that
But
was weird. Yeah.
am I
Um.
back? Am I back or am I still jacking up?
I can hear you. You just sound. It doesn't sound like your mic's completely like. It sounds like the gain on your mic is down. You know.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll fix it up. But how do you feel about R&B music as it is right now?
As it
In
is
the
right
genre?
now, I feel like you have a couple of camps. Like you have you have the types of singers that mix everything into it. You know, as it's already a mixture, but like they mix other stuff into it. And then you have those who try to take it back, or you have someone like Bruno Mars tries to do pretty much every style, you know,
Everything all
like
together.
he tries to put every style together, and for in some cases it really works. Like you could tell the man has done his homework as far
Yeah,
as like R&B and early soul music and the 90s era and the stuff that we grew up on. But
that's
then
right.
you had what I'm just gonna jokingly call baby making music.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. And
you
that's legendary people, and
oh yeah,
even from like you said, we resort back to the 90s because it was our era.
because it was our
But even
era.
because it was our era, but even right before, man, a lot of people that were coming out. I was just watching the clip from Family Matters, and
Yeah,
they
yep.
had on what's her name? Damn, I forgot her name already.
Eddie had a
But
crush on her. Yeah,
yeah, and she
yeah.
was singing, and Eddie came in the room and started singing with her. What was her name again?
I forgot her
I'm
name,
so
but she
confused.
was a real singer. I
Yeah,
forgot
she
her name
was.
though.
She had like
Mm,
she was like a one hit wonder, I think too. She wasn't but it was just songs like that. Like right around the 80s, you had, of course, Luther Vandross. You had
yep.
Teddy Pendergrass was a little
Teddy.
bit. I think he was a little older, but he was around that time. You had Aaron Hall. You had
Mm,
damn. There's a lot of people, bro.
yep.
Um, but it was a different form of music, yo. It was like it was strictly like talking about love, talking about falling in love. It was way more poetic.
They would talk
And it was
about a lot. They would talk about a lot of stuff. Like
yeah,
they would falling in love with someone else's spouse. They
Tracy
would
Spencer. Okay, that's up. What up,
Tracy
Rick?
Spencer. Thanks,
Tracy
cuz.
Spencer. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Thanks, cuz.
Eddie walked in there. Eddie walked in there because she was singing
She was
"Tender
saying.
Kisses." On there. And then Eddie walked in there and he fucking put it down. I was like, oh shit, Eddie
Mm,
killing it. But yeah, yo,
he could sing. Yeah, I
yo,
was
Eddie, yeah,
surprised. He
yeah.
could sing.
Yeah, Darius McCray. Yeah, he had a voice on him, man. There was a lot of people back in the day. I was like, I don't know if it's like it comes with like the talent. Like when you go into these talent agencies, like you got to
Mm,
remember these are kids that were in, band, and these are kids that are in like the Glee Club, and all that stuff,
Glee Club.
whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, these guys are talented, but
Hmm.
yeah, it was a different form of music back in the day, bro. That's why the boom, baby boom, whatever, because everybody was listening to these soft songs and even some,
Hmm.
harder songs. But it's not the same anymore, and we say that shit easily. But I feel like it lost a lot of its context more than
Mm.
anything. You know what I'm
I
saying? Do you agree?
I think so. You know what? I think so. A lot of times, okay. You know how when we were kids, we had no business listening to liking these songs like we did, and then then you hear the lyrics,
Yep.
right? You hear the lyrics. Like I sent you a video of two guys discussing lyrics. They didn't know, were in the song. They just knew it was a vibe when they were kids, and then they
Yeah.
actually broke down the lyrics, and they're like, "That's what they were talking about."
Yep.
He was talking about orgasm, and he was talking about this. They were talking about this, but they did it in a very subtle way, so it
In a
didn't really
poetic way.
in a
Yeah.
poet in a poetic way. Now, and this is gonna make me sound like really old, but now people just say it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean,
There's no.
even
Yep.
more than that, bro. Like you're absolutely right. Like they do just say it, but that's all they say. It's not even
Mm,
done like, like you said, the subtlety of
yep.
music, like the innuendo, like, it literally trying to put it in a way where it's like, ooh, I'm sweeping this person off their feet by whispering sweet nothings. You know what sweet nothings
Mm,
are? Basically trying to get in your pants without saying, hey, I'm trying to get in your pants. But
exactly.
now we have men and women who are just literally like, hey, I want to smash you. I'm going to smash you and all your homies. And then the guy's like, really? I thought I was going to do that, but I guess you're going to
but,
can't have people back
but
anymore.
but at the same time, I can't get mad at you for being honest. You
Oh,
know,
sure.
I cannot be mad at you with regardless of who you are for being honest about about how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But I do like me some wordplay. That's the thing. Like
yeah.
I like to analyze lyrics and figure out what you're trying to tell me. You know, so it's a
Here's
mhm.
No, I feel you, bro, and you're absolutely right. Like I do respect, you're always gonna respect, the bluntness or maybe straightforwardness that comes with that kind of confidence. But
Yep.
what are you losing, man? I feel like you're losing so much talent. You're losing so
Mhm.
much like what is it called? Like, that ambiance, man, where it's
Yeah.
like you don't know what it's like to try to court somebody. Like you just want that impatient, rapid shit, like you're
Mm,
swiping on your phone. And
mm,
you're losing a lot of context. You're losing a lot of substance in that
yep.
nature. The same way we're doing with everything, bro. Another thing that I miss because of what we have now, and like we were joking about the AI or whatever,
Yep.
I miss surprises, man. I miss
Mm,
surprises. I
yeah.
miss turning on the radio and hearing a song that I never heard before and looking it up and looking who sings it. Oh, wait, that's old boy. He used to sing before. I'm gonna look up more songs from him. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen anymore, but I
Right.
think
Right.
with the way that we can kind of formulate what we want, and then
Yeah.
the computers also formulating what they think we want,
Yep.
we're losing the ability to find a lot of new shit that we may never have known that we can gain or learn to like.
True.
So it's a
And
different
we're
world, man.
we're not really like engaging together. Like
Yeah,
we've talked about it when it comes to streaming has completely changed the game. It has changed how we consume everything, and
yeah,
it also changed how the artists are getting compensated for or barely compensated for their work.
that's right.
So so a lot of us. Funny enough, I was just seeing a clip of an interview with Weird Al where he says he yearns for when people were watching like MTV all at the same time, discovering something all at the same time. Now
Yeah.
we're all in our own bubbles. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
You know, we're all in our own bubbles. Like I discover stuff all the time, but it's only mostly because of Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, all the, everything with everything has an algorithm now. So,
Yeah.
a computerized algorithm, I should say. So so yeah, I do miss that, like turning the dial on, on a radio and just discovering a song and then waiting for it to come back again. You had to be patient to get your song on the like to hear your song again. And then
Yeah,
after
but
a while,
that grew your love for it. Like
you
that.
you had to yeah, you
Yeah.
you you had to hurry. You had to wait and see if they were going to play it after playing the same 10, 15 songs, and
Yeah.
then you had to, if you were trying to record it, or you got somebody that had that that had that source, the CD, tape, anything else, old media, and
That's right.
physical media is barely a thing anymore. So the way we're all discovering things, like I know people that discover more music on TikTok than they do, anywhere else.
and
You
that's
know.
and that's and just like you just said, to compare both things that we're talking about right now, like let's break it down real quick. Like we were just talking about, like, how music used to be, especially R&B. Like, we used to speak through words and
Yep.
song, whether you had a
Mm.
breakup, whether you liked somebody, whether you wanted to express the love to your wife, whether you wanted to get married. There was always something you can go back, and even now I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who will go back and find those classic love songs, even if it's "Let's Get It On." Okay, let's
Uh,
get it on. Let's love, baby. Like, damn well you about to put it down. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Lock the doors. Lock
That's
the
right,
doors.
bro.
Don't come in.
But
Mm-mm.
even that was more subtle back in the
Yep.
day. It took time, it took patience. And what did it
Yep.
make you do? It made you and the person you were trying to get with, it showed them that anticipation. It made them anticipate. It made them
Yep.
anticipate what you were going to do next. Oh, man, this guy is sweet, talking me off my feet. He's doing all this stuff. Now it's just, hey, Ma, what's good? You pretty as hell. What's up? That's the whole song. That's the whole song. Hey, Ma, you good, pretty as hell. Let me get that. Let me get that. And I'm like, all right, bro. I don't know how
Oh,
much I can
no,
find this
there you go. You might have a hit.
in 5 minutes, right? But you were also just saying, like you were saying, like, um, comparing the two, like being able to have the patience to do it in that way, and trying to find how I can wait and build up the love, build up the relationship, and then when I finally get that final piece, yeah, she's giving it to you. I'm putting the soft tunes on. It's magical. It's happening. It's so much more than just that quick shit. Oh yeah, I just want to
Mm,
smash. Now I'm done. Like, everybody want to do that now. Just like everybody wants to find a song fast. Like Weird Al was saying, if everybody was able to collectively share and engage
yeah.
everything except their own personal, playlist, and their own personal adjusted specially for you and everything like that,
Yep.
we would connect more. I feel like you said, bro, the connection is lost. Just imagine being starving and eating this and getting a fucking grilled cheese sandwich, and you have to wait for it. You're gonna eat it. But if you at that long meal that you smell, you see the chef is cooking it up and he's doing all this stuff, whatever. And at the end, it's a
Your body's anticipating it.
bruh, you shaking, you drooling, you like, I can't wait to get that motherfucker. That's just what's crazy. What up, Tara? Innuendo was sexy. Yeah, exactly. Now they just say all the vulgarity. Yeah, I'm is it me, or I'm tired of people shaking their ass? I never thought I'd make such a statement in my fucking life. I am tired of seeing ass. Ice Spice, Megan Thee Stallion. You got them doing it in front of the presidents now. What the fuck is going on? This shit is wild, bro. I'm tired of people shaking their ass, yo. Exactly. Now people
Oh,
get it on the trap music. Yeah, I'm over it,
oh
bro.
man,
I'm
trap
over it.
drill. Yeah, but sometimes
I'm
sometimes the trap and drill sounds like want to be like it sounds more R&B ish than anything else, except with more auto tune. I'm sorry.
listen.
It,
Hey, these I got this playlist pulled up here. It's been sitting here while we've been talking. This is
yep.
what is the top R&B playlist of 2025. So this is what people are going through on Spotify right now. And I see Chris
Mm.
Brown. Chris Brown, I didn't even know he was still making shit. I'll be honest. I haven't
Oh
been
yeah,
on top of
he's still
music
making
for a
stuff.
while.
Mm.
Residuals, I haven't heard it, but I know I've heard a couple of Chris Brown's latest shit, and honestly, it sounds like he's mixing in. Chris Brown was the one that I love. Chris Brown. When Run It came out, and then that first album, and then of course, like all the different albums he had after that, up to the
Yep.
point where he started going through all the shit with Rihanna and everything. I still Chris Brown had this song called "Crawl" back in the day.
Yep.
It didn't hit like airwaves like that. I don't remember, but Chris Brown had amazing music, bro. Chris Brown, Neo. Remember that fucking 2000s
Ne-
R&B just
Neo
they
was
were
one of my
doing
personal
it, man.
favorites. Like Neo was one of my favorites. Like one of
Unbelievable.
my favorite songs from him is Miss Independent, right?
Yes.
Miss
Oh yeah.
Independent, because he was shouting out the independent women. He wasn't just talking about finding, like his whole thing was like that's what turned him on about her, because she
Yeah.
took care of business, because she could pay her bills on her own, because she knew what she wanted in life. That's what turned him on about her. And
She got her
her
own
own
thing.
thing.
That's
That's
why I
why I
love
love
her.
her.
Miss Independent.
Independent.
Won't you
Won't you
come and
come and
spend a
spend a
little
little
time?
time? Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
Listen, bro, the wordplay, like you said before, that poetry, man.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at the 2000s, yo, it was still there. I saw Eric, our boy Eric G. He was talking about this. He was talking about because, of course, the BET Awards just happened.
Yep.
And it's a great time to have this conversation, man. You saw a lot of older people. I think he was talking about A. Marie, beautiful, beautiful
Mm.
fucking girl, man. And when A. Marie was coming out, Eric G was saying he was like, around this time, you didn't have like amazing singers, and this is of course talking in comparison
Mm.
to in the early 90s and late 80s. You had the Patti LaBelle's and the Aretha Franklins, and these motherfuckers who was blowing, even
Yep.
like Diana Ross, and like but then it's like you started to get into the character of like they wanted that sexy sex appeal. You started getting into the early stages of the whisper singing, but you still have people that can blow. Like Beyonce can sing. I don't give a fuck anybody
Beyonce,
like.
Beyonce. Like I can't call myself a member of the Beehive, but
Nah, me neither
me
at
either.
all.
Like I was more of a Destiny's Child fan than I was
Yes,
just a
exactly.
Beyonce fan. But I give Beyonce her props. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
for sure, for sure, for
You
sure. You
know,
said you said it perfectly. I mean, I feel exact. I love Destiny's Child. Say my name, say your
sing with me.
name. No one is
Uh,
around you. Say, baby, I
baby, I
love
love
you if
you
you
if
ain't
you ain't
running
running
game.
game.
That shit was fire, bro.
That
But
was
it's
no,
like
that was crazy.
Beyonce still got hits though. That Love
Yep.
on Top, like
Oh yeah.
Beyonce is one of them. She's one of the most talented individuals that ever came out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with it or don't deal with it. I'm not her part of her fucking cult or whatever, but I'm saying I respect the talent, yo. I
Yes.
respect the talent. I always respect talent. Like you said, we've been rocking with B since fucking Destiny's Child, yo. Since
Since
the
Destiny's
smart
Child,
guy.
like
Remember that shit?
smart guy. Listen. I had
Go
no
to
idea. I
prom
thought
with me.
when they were on Smart Guy. Funny thing is, I was watching some earlier with Taj Mari in it.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that they were only teenagers at the
Mhm.
time. They
Yeah,
were
they were
only
young.
16, 17 years old
Yeah, man.
when they were at the, like when they were just coming, it was like when they were just coming out and then they started at their peak, they were only in their teens and early 20s. I had no idea,
Yeah, a
you
lot,
know?
a lot of those artists that came out around that time, man. Even like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. These girls were young, man.
They
They
were
were
young. But I guess
super
compared to us at the time, like we were younger, so I guess that's
exactly.
that's what we, that's what we thought. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's what it was. But all right, let's go back to this list here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people on here, man. Even just the name. Okay, you got the weekend. You know the
The
weekend.
Weekend, yeah.
There's people on here that I've never ever heard in my effing life, yo. I see a lot of hip hop and R&B. I don't. This is the R&B list. If this list was made 25 years ago, and we're talking R&B,
You'd
who's
get the
on it?
distinction.
Who's on it? Mariah Carey,
Yep.
Boys to Men,
Yeah.
Tevin Campbell,
Tevin Campbell
Michael Jackson. You feel me? Like
112, freaking
112, Jagged Edge. You
Jagged
know what I'm saying?
Edge.
A whole
Hmm.
bunch of R&B artists. But now, oh shit, Neil's up there. They go Neil. All
Neil's
right,
up there.
Neil. Neil's up there. He's on the bottom, but he's up there. It's just crazy. Like, oh, Marcus Houston is up there. That's another one.
My,
Get that weird
Marcus
shit. Marcus Houston, my boy.
Marcus Houston, like that's another guy that I basically grew up listening to
Yeah, me too.
because immature. Then they came back as IMX when they got a little older.
That's
So
right.
and I remember I never bought a full album of theirs. I bought their singles. Remember when they would put
Man,
singles out on tape
man,
and
I, I
CD?
I I used to tape everything off the radio. I ain't never bought. My father used to buy albums and stuff like that. He'd buy the CDs or the
Mm,
cassettes, and then
cassettes.
and then like we'd have the albums and everything. But yeah, man, like just looking at this list, I was looking at it earlier, and it's just crazy, man. I don't know what happened. I guess this is what the evolution is, but it
Yeah.
just feels like we lost the genre. To me, it's like we lost the genre of what R&B represented. It
Mm,
represented soulful music, bluesy music, and now everything is just crunk in the club. And if it's
uh,
hip hop and R&B, and that's what R&B is now, I'm not saying you can't find it. I mean, I'm saying you have to find it. That's really what I'm saying.
you got it. You
Um,
got it. You got to go digging for it. If you're looking for a specific kind, then you gotta look for it. Like if you're looking for like say a Mary J. Blige, right?
yeah, yeah,
Which which they played all the time, like all the time. Like
every 5 minutes.
the more I would listen to Mary because she had a good mix of R&B and hip hop,
Yeah,
right?
for
She
the
had a
most
good
part. Yeah,
but
for the
when
most part.
but when she would sing, it would mostly be about the blues. It would mostly be about drama, a failed relationship,
Yeah.
not trusting herself, all that stuff that I wouldn't understand until I got older and it happened to me. You know,
But we would say, Kyle, right now, what's the best Mary J. Blige song? Let's see what you got. Let's see what I'm see what
it's
you
either
got.
no, it's either what you call it? It's either you're all I need or no more drama.
No more. Listen, I don't know, Kyle. In my book, you failed. I'm sorry. I love you, bro, but nah, fuck that,
What
man.
you got? What you got?
What? So you said you're all I need was that. That was her and Meth, and
Yeah, that was her
that
and Meth.
I love that song. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sweet morning dew. Nah, Mary J. Blige for me is 7 days.
Yeah.
That's classic up there. Monday, y'all remember that? And then
Mm.
I can love you. I can love you is my shit. I also love
I
Family
can love
Affair.
you
I can
better
then
than
she
she
can.
can.
That was my shit, bro. That still comes on every now and that song knocked. But yeah, man, it's a lot of hip hop and R&B out now. I miss back in the day and I'm not even talking about the late days, bro. I'm not even talking about the My Girl days. I'm not even talking about the I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so
I'm so
tired
tired
of
of being
my
at
own.
home.
Help me. Yeah. I'm not even talking about that old. I'm talking about just like when even like Jeremiah. Remember when Jeremiah
Mhm.
came out with Birthday Sex? That was a little raunchy, but it was still
A
like
little?
it was a little
No,
compared to
listen.
now, shit.
That song, like I was old enough to understand what he was saying, old enough to understand what he was saying, but I was like, is like, do some people like like what's the like in my head because I overthink everything. I'd be like, so what would be the difference between birthday sex and just making love on a regular day? Like, what would be the
Listen, bro, it's just a category. That's it. It's the
I
same shit.
know.
It might be a little better, it might be a little worse, but it's the category. It's an excuse. Like some people just make
It's
an
an
excuse to
excuse.
party. It's
Mm,
Tuesday, yo, Tuesday tacos, whatever, and then you
Taco
party, you
Tuesday.
throw a big ass party, and that's just how it is. It's just an excuse. But some great times in R&B. I would say if I had to fully summarize what was the best era in
Hmm.
R&B,
Yep.
I would say late '90s, early 2000s, hands
Hmm.
down. I would say late '90s, early 2000s. I'm talking about Tyrese. I'm talking about like we were saying before, Drew Hill, all
Aaliyah.
of the Aaliyah,
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Come on now, like
Aaliyah.
come on, like literally, like we got so much talent within that time period, man. I'm talking about even like Nelly and Jagged Edge, where the party at, like there was everything was hitting, bro. Like it was hard to find. Remember, even there was so many different songs that were still coming out.
Yep.
Um, even Beyonce was coming out. That's when she went single, and then Dangerously in Love. That shit was fire,
Dangerously in love. That choreography was crazy. That
bro.
like that whole era. I remember like people trying to do that dance. I remember Monique was hosting something. I want to say it was the BET Awards, and she came out doing the choreography from the Crazy in Love music video. That was
Mm.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, Crazy in Love. That was a good song too. Her first hit when she was just strictly by herself. Crazy in Love. People was
Hmm.
jamming to that shit, bro. That was one of
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite summers of my life. But
Hmm.
also, like keep in mind of some of the classic dudes, like Babyface, somebody who doesn't get as
Babyface.
much
I was a big
recognition.
Babyface fan.
Bro, Babyface is the amount of songs and shit that he's written for people.
Yep.
Just an unbelievable talent, man. And then so many one-hit wonders. There was just so much R&B. I can go into my phone right now and just go through the list of songs that you won't even remember, like that
Mm.
you'll hear it and that'll draw you back to that nostalgia.
And then you'll be
But
like, wait, this was a one. They were one hit wonders, or this person was a one hit wonder.
yeah,
What's up? What happened? You
there
know,
was so much you couldn't keep up. Nowadays, it's crazy that we
there's
went
even more.
from yeah, there's even more, but you went from like knowing the artist. It's sort of like
Yeah.
with movies now. Like you used to know who was the actor in all the movies. It was like
Mm.
I'm not gonna say a handful, but there was a decent amount of celebrities that you knew. Oh man, John Travolta, Harrison Ford, Wesley Snipes, like Denzel Washington. You had a knowledge of like, oh man, that's just gonna be good. But now
Yep.
every time you turn a movie on, you get a couple people a couple familiar faces, but you seeing different people all the time, bro. Whether it be a Netflix movie, whether it be whatever, it's the same thing with music. Like now, there's
Oh
so
yeah.
many different artists. You don't even know when a rapper drops now. That motherfucker just comes out the sky, bro. I never heard of him before. Playboy Cardi. I never, fucking a
That was,
month ago, I never knew who the fuck ever, yo.
I feel like that's also because we are getting older.
Yeah,
So
it's also
I do feel like yeah, it is because we are getting older. Like I would if I'm half the time I'm not even looking for I'm not even looking for anything specific. It'll
yeah.
just find me because once again the algorithm. So in
Giving you
my
shit. Can't even
so
discover nothing no more. It's just,
no,
yo,
like
get this
I'm
motherfucker.
doom scrolling.
Eating you.
I'm doom scrolling. Headphones are on, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, hold up,
yeah.
who's
Oh
this?
yeah.
Who's this? Then I'll send it over to shout out to my cousin Rick. I'll send it over to him to get it because we'll go back and forth on music, and also that's part of the reason I was able to talk to my girlfriend now. Like I
Mm,
I would communicate through music. Like the first conversation we had was I asked her, "Can I share a song with you?" Right?
mm.
And I sent her one of my favorite songs. Now it was a rap song, and she's not the biggest hip hop fan, at least not from this era, but she liked it because it was telling a story. And I
Yeah.
think that's another thing that we're missing is we're missing storytellers.
Yeah. That
Like
that's a big portion of it.
and
But isn't
and
that because people don't like that? They don't have patience anymore. Like everybody just wants instant.
but that's also another reason why a lot of songs are shorter. You know,
That's so ass, man.
like some R&B joints used to be 3 to 5 minutes. Some that are much older than that. Like if you listen to a Prince song or a freaking
Yeah.
Temptation song or anything like that,
Yeah.
then it'll be like you'll be sitting there for 6 to 10 to 12 minutes for the whole track
Yeah.
because
Sometimes
everybody
you
need
want to
a
be like,
solo.
wrap it up. Wrap,
You know,
wrap it up. Wrap it up, Prince. I ain't fucking listen to this song for 2 days. I got other shit I want to listen to. But I feel you. Yeah,
yep.
you're right, man. And we we're losing a lot. I think substance is the best word for it, bro. Like just that the sandwich is the two pieces of bread, and then everything that's in the middle is what makes it good. But it's
Mm,
like we're just rushing to get to the two pieces of bread, bro.
yeah,
And it's making everything, in my opinion, very, very characterless.
formulaic.
Yeah, it's bland,
It's
bro. It's
bland.
it's
Mm,
bland as hell, and it's very hard to stay interested.
Mm.
It's crazy when I think about, like you just said, like, talking to your girl, and you discover music. And me and my brother, we used to sit, my cousins, even, like, we used to make music. We
Yep.
used to sit in the mall food court, go get a burger or something like that, and just sit with a pen and paper and write down songs that we would want people to burn CDs for us. We start at A and write every fucking name that we can think, or every song that we can think of, and go all the
Yep.
way to Z, bro.
Mm.
And that was the passion. And even now, I look at my kids, and I'm like, yo, I got y'all headphones. I gave them Spotify accounts and Pandora accounts, and I'm like, yo, I want to know what you guys are interested in. And half the time, they don't even know, bro. Like you said, they hearing shit on TikTok, and then they're liking stuff from there, but they don't know the artist. They don't know anything. They just
They
know
don't
it's
even
from
know the
TikTok.
full song. They're not
Yeah,
gonna.
that's
They're only
right.
gonna give you like a snippet of the song. The
Yeah,
song. The song becomes a sound. It gets popular, and then you might want to hear the full song, or you just
yeah,
might want to scroll to the next. To the next thing. You know.
yeah. I feel like, we're gonna have, guys, like I told y'all, like, this is like, we're building up to this AI conversation we're gonna have, because this is all part
Mm,
of it, bro. It's all part of
yep.
it. It's like, we don't, we're experiencing it, and I guess our, generations before us, they have experienced it, but no generation has ever went through exactly what we're going through now.
Yep.
I would put this like, oh, we had radio, and then we had TV, then we had the telephone or whatever. I would put this at a, like, 10 times the level of, advancement that was in that time period, because we're
Mm,
literally about to be phased the fuck out.
yeah.
And we're accepting it and even conforming to it, just like we're talking right now. I typed something into Google a second ago, and it said, "Do you want the AI's version?" Was up there. You want the AI version? It gave you the option to have the computer fucking
Uh,
tell me. Like, I thought the computer was telling me. Something different.
nah. And there's been some controversy because Timbaland just signed an AI artist.
That, bro, listen, man, we
I
cannot.
I, I know we're gonna talk about it like
We are gonna talk,
next time,
yo.
but it just happened. So
Yeah. No,
he
you're right.
you
Yep,
know
an AI artist, man, an AI artist. And if that's where we're going, and we're talking about how we're just getting restructured by the normalcy of, customization,
yep.
personal customization in every single way,
Yep.
self gratification in every single way,
Hmm.
and
Quick hits of
speed,
dopamine.
quick hits
It's
of dopamine.
quick hits of dopamine.
Yeah,
That's it. Like if I were to like at the rate we go through and consume things now, ask me okay. Ask me the last time I listened to a full album front to back.
shit.
Ask,
I don't even
ask
know
me
what an
the
album is anymore.
ask me the last time because so many of my favorite artists have just released music in just the past couple of months alone, right?
Yeah,
But it's been a while. Like I'll add it to I'll put it on shuffle, and it'll end up on my repeats list. Like a couple songs will end up on my repeats list, but it has been a minute since
yeah.
I've actually listened to a full album of just that artist from front to back.
I believe it, man. I believe it. You know why? Because we have so much shit already taking our attention. So right there, you can forget about it. Remember, bro, back in the day, you had TV and radio. That's mainly what you had. And then you went outside and did everything else and explored the world. But now you have so much information that is constantly thrown at you. It's hard to even just sit down and just try to dial it into one thing.
So yeah,
And with music, it was something that you always can, whether you're working out, whether you're driving at work, whether you're listening in your car, whether you're listening when you're at work in the elevator, wherever the fuck you at, it was always music playing. So you always had,
even the
yeah,
elevator music. Like okay, so I'm about to go. We were talking about shopping earlier. I'm about to go grocery shopping tomorrow morning, right?
okay,
my 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 grandmother is my shopping partner, right?
okay,
And when we're at our local BJ's and they're playing whoever makes these mixes and makes these tapes, they stick to like one or two eras. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So
yeah,
you hear a lot of stuff, a lot of pop and R&B from the 90s on,
that's
right?
right, yeah,
And my grandmother, because she grew up at she loves music, and she'll tell you what she likes, because she'll be like, hey, that's my cut, that's my joint, right?
mm.
But she'll dance in the store. That's how I
Oh
know
yeah,
she likes the song. She will dance in the store on beat while we're while we're shopping,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Listen, and that's some of the best experiences
Yep,
that she's having right there. She's going in the store. She has no like connection to the music that's in the store. That shit is just on. But then it's like you have those rare occasions where it's like you hear a song like, oh man, I remember this. I heard this in a while. Now
man.
you're instead of just that formula that you're constantly being fed every time you pick up your fucking devices, like now you have some new shit that's popped in. Am I saying you can't never find new shit?
Of
No, but
course,
what
there's
you're
so
being
much. There's so
there's so much.
much.
But Kyle, this is shit, bro. It's crazy that there's so much, but you probably used to experience a lot more before. That's what's
Yeah.
crazy. 'Cause now you're getting a lot of the shit that's personalized, whether it be the algorithm or you just heard your friend maybe, but
Yep.
you're getting a lot of shit that's personalized for you most of the time. So they're throwing shit. Oh, he likes wrestling. So let me show him everything that's to do with every wrestling thing in the planet. Let me maybe include
Yep.
fighting. But you don't know, yeah, I like ponies too, motherfucker. Like, sometimes I like
Man,
watching
and they
you
won't
like,
even
yeah,
give
I
they
told
won't
you
even
that.
give you a they won't even give you a slow burn. Like people have noticed that about YouTube. They have
Yeah,
one like they'll maybe look at one thing that's outside of what they normally look at. Next thing you know, it's on everything about that is on the recommendations list, or the
that's right.
shorts will end up on the and even though not all these algorithms are unified, it feels like they are. Like
Absolutely.
you go from one app to the other and you'll see ads for the thing you just looked at on YouTube, or you'll see another video from that same creator because they have accounts everywhere. So it's hard to just they want to make sure you stay on that app.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, if I if I like something if I like something enough, yeah, I'm gonna give you a follow. I'm gonna listen to your first few singles and be like, okay, yo, can I see myself listening to an album of this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Because I've heard
absolutely.
R&B from so many different countries now, right? And if I'm not feeling it within like I give it a little bit. If I'm not feeling it, I don't care what the language is. If I'm not if I'm not feeling it, and if I'm not trying to look you up, then I'm not looking for more of this. But the
Yep.
algorithm will give me more of this. You
That's
know?
right. Yeah, you can't help it. You're just being fed what they think you'll like instead of just new experiences, and that's
Hmm.
what's hard, bro. But speaking of stuff that we like, yo, guys, I don't know, but it's about to be within the hour.
Let's
So
go.
that means if you know the Beeline ENT show, it's time for the top five, baby. Yo, one of my favorite parts of the show every week, yo. So today, like we said, we have the top five our top five. Let me make sure I say that right. Our top five favorite R&B songs, man. And we about to
Hmm.
get it, yo.
Yep.
Cal, of course, we have to leave some room for honorable mentions.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Beeline, I really want you guys to if you guys is watching and you're able to jump in the comments, please leave us, some of your favorite songs as well, because you guys are a part of it, man. But me and Kyle are gonna run it down. Now, a lot of times me and Kyle kind of been, we've been battling to see if we can match each other's list or have like sometimes it's easier to have one and share one in one of the spots. But
Hmm.
we've been kind of individual lately, yo. It's more content that way and shit.
Hmm.
But Kyle, let's
Yep.
switch it up, bro. Let's go ahead and let you go first this time. Number five.
Number five for me. My girl Brandy, Full Moon. I
Woo! That's a good one.
I absolutely love that song, and now it makes me think of my girlfriend because she loves the moon, because she loves the moon.
Full Moon from Brandy. That's a
Love
good
the
one. And that's a late Brandy too. That wasn't even like
yes,
a huge banger. That was one that came out and I love that song. I
yep.
love the beat. I love the whole everything from it.
Is one of those nights, man. Like
Yeah.
the video was dope.
Hmm.
Her vocals were on point, and I have to put that on my list everywhere. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Full Moon is good. Brandy is one of my favorites. I've always loved her. Let me ask you this, Kyle, before we
Yep.
continue with the just speaking of that,
Yep.
before we continue with the rest of the list, as far as R&B singers go, and this will probably be maybe one in the future, but who's your favorite R&B singer? Let's do a man, a woman, and a group.
Favorite? Ooh, that's kind of hard.
Ooh, I got you. Got to have that shit ready right there.
Uh, le-
You know that one. Come on, bro.
eh,
You know who your
okay,
favorite is.
okay. Um, as a kid, my favorite male singers were like Bobby Brown and Babyface. You know,
Mm, good choice. My
like
choice.
as a kid, like I said, I had no business listening to some of those songs, but that what those were my were some of my all-time favorite male singers. Female singers, I got to give it up to TLC and Brandy. Honorable mention, Destiny's Child. You know, so that counts. I know that's all, that like one's a solo and the other two were groups, but still, we had a lot of groups when we were growing up. And you muted yourself. I can't hear you, dude.
There we go. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think I know the culprit of what's going on. I'm still trying to,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, I feel you, bro. It's literally there was so much to choose from our generation and everything like that because it was such a popular time for the genre, man.
Yep.
Growing, it was at its peak, in my opinion. Like we said, late '90s to early 2000s. I think it was at its peak.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite artists of all time, my favorite guy is Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight is my
Brian
favorite
McKnight.
of
That's
that.
another good one.
Yeah,
Mm.
I remember listening to him. We were at Seaside Heights and on the boardwalk, and I remember my father and my mother, they were playing this one of the boardwalk games where you put a quarter on the number, the big
Nice.
wheel spins, and it stops, and if you get it, then you are able to win something. And they had so many different spots where you can win just different prizes, stuffed animals, big balls, all this stuff. And one
Mm.
was a music thing, and you were able to win actual cassettes, fucking cassettes.
Oh, nice.
And I remember driving home. They had one Brian McKnight. They had one Brian McKnight's. I don't think it was his first album. It was like maybe his second. It was the one with Anytime. Do I ever cross your mind? Anytime.
Anytime.
Do you ever wake up reaching
Reaching
out for
out for
me?
me.
Woo! I remember listening to that song, and we were in the back. Me and my sister was in the back, like, "Yo, play that shit again." And they were rewinding. We were listening to Anytime. It was like an hour to get home from Seaside.
I
And
miss you.
that
Nice.
I miss you. That Brian McKnight still have your picture in the frame. Hear your footsteps down the hall. I swear I hear a voice driving me insane.
Mm.
I wish they would call and say, "Woo! Shit! I knew I was gonna sing on this motherfucker."
Look, you had to. You had to.
Let's
Okay.
go, bro. I'm telling you, yo, that was my shit. I heard that shit. I was like, play that shit again. And that was, I honestly think, even though I listened to R&B before that, I
Yep.
honestly think that's where I really started to fall in love. And
Mm.
as far as Brian McKnight, Tamia is my favorite female
Tamia.
artist of all time, bro. I love the way Tamia, for me, every time I heard a Tamia song, it was exactly the way that I would want it sang. I felt like she had the answer every time. Like, yo, if she went up here, if she falsettoed here, she did it exactly the way I like the song sang. And I always rock with Tamia for that shit. Yo. I love Tamia.
Nice.
But yeah, man, favorite group, Boys to Men, no doubt, hands. Boys to Men, baby, they're
Boys to Men.
favorite of all time, yo. Yeah.
Mm.
Without even a question. But my number 5, I know you guys are waiting for it. My number 5, one of my favorite top 5 of all time R&B songs. Cupid, baby, from 112, man. I to this
Wow.
day love that song, man. I absolutely love that song. There's a couple of songs that no matter how old they are, when they come out, or when they come on, you're like, ooh, that's my song. You know how you get that feeling? Ooh, that's my shit.
Immediately.
Like you were saying your grandma was doing in the store.
Yes, immediately.
There's Cupid is one of those songs. It's such a It's such a special opening. It's like, as soon as you hear it, you know that that's what's coming on. So yeah, Cupid is definitely my number 5, bro. So I all hands down. All right, bro. We at number 4. What you got?
Number 4. I gotta probably go with Usher.
Ooh,
Number 4. One of my all-time favorite songs from him is "My Boo" with him
with his keys,
with him and Alicia Keys.
man.
Now that is because I'm a sap. I love love songs. That was good for them going back and forth with each other because because every other song he had, he was pining for a girl or talking about a girl, but he didn't get the female perspective. So I liked how he got the female perspective this time around. Plus, the video was hot.
Yeah, definitely. It was a really good song. That song holds a special place in my heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
I sound so cheesy saying that like that. But honestly, I had this girl, man, that I met in high school, and I loved this damn girl, bro. Woo! And we never really were like boyfriend and girlfriend like that and shit or whatever. So it's like, but we used to talk on the phone every single night, bro. This is the first girl that we used to call each other and then stay on the phone all night, fall asleep on the phone. This is back when I used to, listen, guys, I know I told this story before, but in case you ain't heard it, I used to have my little stupid cell phone that I used to buy minutes. You have to buy like 20 minutes or 100 minutes for like $20. I'd use up all my minutes, go get my mother's phone that was free after 9 o'clock. And then I'd use that. And then when that died, I'd go get my father's phone and I would fall asleep on the phone with this girl at night.
Aww.
Every damn night, damn near, bro. But her ringtone was
when we were buying ringtones.
Remember that
for like 9 seconds of a chip tune.
Kyle, there was no better feeling, especially like if there was something going on or I'm doing something. When I used to, bro, I wish I could share it so somebody could feel it. But when I used to hear that ringtone, not the song, but that ringtone, sometimes I'll be on YouTube and I'll just go and I'll type it in just to hear it to see if I get that nostalgic feeling.
Yep.
Damn, that shit matters, yo.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, yo. The type of shit that you miss when you experience life. Like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then the technology changes and it's the technology changes, you get used to that, and then I'd say about now it seems like it's sometimes it just seems like it's coming out quicker, but it used to be like every decade it would be something new to get used to. Now it's every day it's something to get used to.
Oh, bro, listen, I can't wait to do this AI talk. It's gonna be an unbelievable talk. I did one already too. On the web show. I did one already on the web show, but we're gonna do one on the entertainment show. We're gonna really talk about like what's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, my boo for you. That's a good one. Good number 4. My number 4. I don't know if you guys ever gonna guess this one, but it's a great song. One of the ones I love, and that is 100 Ways by James Ingram. Classic guy. One of the songs that you may know from him is he did a song called Just Once. Can we figure out what we keep doing wrong? Why we never last. You heard that before? Very long. Yes, James Ingram. He has a song called 100 Ways. This is the song that whenever somebody says or hey, you sing a little bit. This is the song I always go to. This is just a classic, man. It's a really, really, really good feel-good song. And I think I sang it on here before, but shit, I'm singing. Fuck it. Compliment what she does. Send her roses just because. If it's violin she loves, let them play.
There you go.
Her favorite song and hold her closer all night long. Ask her to stay. Find her 100 ways. Woo! That's a song right there. Another song that just comes on and instantly you're just like, it's just soothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that old school R&B, late 80s R&B.
Mm,
Bro. Love that shit. All
man.
right. All right.
Yeah.
So that's 4. Let's go ahead, Kyle. You got number 3. We going
Number
through it.
3. Number 3. I'm looking through it right now. It's "Stutter" by Joe.
Damn. I'm
Stu-
surprised at that one.
"Stutter" by Joe featuring Mystical. I got to get the remix.
Oh, okay. All right.
You got to get the remix in there.
Stutter remix. Okay, I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember when that came out. Me and this boy in my middle school, we were gonna do that at the talent show, the middle school talent
Word.
show.
Nice.
Yeah, we were gonna do that or whatever. We never did, but we used to call each other and try to practice and shit. I had the words all written out. But what you like about it? Like, what's the difference between the remix and the original for you?
You know what? With the so Mystical had that energy with his flow, but I think what it is I started liking it more the older I got, because as a kid, you're in high school, you got a crush on a girl, and for me, I was not the kind of guy to get the girls. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of envious of the guys that made it seem so easy. But then I got older and I was cheated on. And
that'll do it.
That song stayed in my head. So I had to, because that's what she did. That's how she got caught. She stopped calling, and then I tried to ask her what was going on, and she was like,
Oh, Kyle's on some savage shit over here right now.
No. And the funny thing is, we talked about it years later, but
I'll never talk to their ass again.
No, we talked about it. We talked about it years later. I'm not gonna go through the whole story, obviously, but it was brutal. It was that breakup was brutal.
I bet. Listen, bro. That's another, like we were talking earlier about, like, you used to go through heartbreak. I feel you. Like, I've been cheated on. I've had situations where it's like I've loved somebody and really cared about somebody and they didn't feel the same, and I would turn to music and movies. There's no doubt about it. I watched the movie. Here's a recommendation for y'all. Back in the day movie. I think it was like 2000. A movie called why am I blanking right now? What the hell is it? It's got Kirsten Dunst, Ben Foster, Cisco. Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son. What the hell is it called?
To Google.
I am tripping. Yeah, I cannot believe I'm forgetting that movie. I love this movie.
What movie was Cisco in?
It's a really good movie, bro. Get over it.
Get over it. Oh, I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase.
It was like Martin Short is in it. It's like an all-star cast and shit. But that movie, man, it was like it spoke to me at a time where I literally was like, I was in love with somebody and then she just wasn't, feeling me in the same way. 2001. Woo, man. Yo, we thinking about some shit tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm forgetting there's an audience for a minute. This is one of them nights. Man. I'm getting hit in the fields with these, yo. Get over it. This is, if you got time, this is a good ass movie, bro. Like, it's not like a super all-star movie and shit. Mila Kunis, it's a whole bunch of people in here. But it was really good. Yeah, Vitamin C, like they had a really
Vitamin C. That is a name I hadn't heard in forever, but I would hear it at every freaking graduation. That was everybody's graduation song for a minute.
Yeah, it was like Vitamin C. What song from Vitamin C was a graduation song?
Dang, I forgot what it was called, but it was like one of her. It was like one of her biggest hits. But you would hear it. You would hear it all the time. Man, if I find it, I will send it to you.
Yeah, but I used to watch this damn movie around that time because it was just like everything in the movie just was like representing what I was going through and shit. And that was the awesome stuff about music and stuff like that back in the day. There was so many things, like you said with Stutter. that you can go ahead and reference and kind of like help heal the pain and shit. Because it made you feel like, oh, other people is going through this too, not just me.
Yeah, they understand me.
Yeah, for real. But all right, Stutter remix. I wouldn't have that one right there was one that I would have never thought about on the top 5 list for R&B. But
And
listen, bro, Joe is my guy.
Joe, like first time I remember seeing it, like hearing Joe, besides on the Big Pun remix, right?
Yeah.
He was being mentioned in like a TV show because he had I Want to Know, right?
Oh yeah.
But I liked Stutter because it had that sample from the Far Side, and that just spoke to me. And then he did the flow like, my dear, you do not know me, but I know you very well. Now let me tell you that I got yeah,
I remember that.
so
I was gonna perform it. I was Mystical's part.
quit your lying, have a watch yourself.
Yep. And it had the whole like cowboy shit or whatever. It was like
Yep.
the desert or whatever. I remember that whole thing, yo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, you ready? Let's go. All right, here we go. Get over it. Yep. Okay, Rick had it. He found it too. That was it, Rick. Get over it. I love that damn movie. But my number 3, you know I had to add him at least one time on here. There's definitely a lot, but I had to put this one up here because this was a classic. Do you remember the time
you remember the
Michael Jackson, baby?
You had to put a Michael song.
Bro,
you had to put a Michael song. They call him the King of Pop, but he would like he would cross between R&B and pop. He had a little bit of hip hop in there too, but
yeah, definitely. I mean, especially if you count in the Jackson 5. I mean,
heck yeah.
If you want to call it pop, I mean, I guess that. I mean, you like you said, there was different versions, different songs. I feel like a lot of artists have that. Because listen, I'll tell you right now, they're not on my list. But Backstreet Boys, I'll tell you right now, I'll never break your heart. I'll never make you cry. Listen, bro, if that ain't an R&B song, I don't know. Fuck you, listen to this.
They got their style from the R&B groups of the time. Okay, and they all of them did. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all of them did.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah, but do you remember the time? I remember the video, Eddie Murphy.
The video was sick, and every so often I see there's a behind the scenes clip, right?
Graduation.
It's actually called Graduation.
What's called Graduation?
I think the song that I was talking about.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Yo, man, thanks, cuz. Cuz out here getting all the info. Thanks, man.
You're a fact checker or shit.
He's a fact checker. He is a fact checker,
bro. Yeah,
he is a fact checker.
Make sure we ain't fucking up. But yeah. Do you remember the time was such a good song, bro? It was one that of course we talking Michael Jackson, and from Thriller to Billie Jean to Annie Annie OK and all that, like Smooth Criminal. I say Annie
Smooth Criminal.
But when Remember the Time came out, I remember me and my sister had that Dangerous album, Dangerous cassette in a tape player. I remember being on vacation and we were just taking turns back and forth. Like, I want to listen to it now. I want to listen to it now. And we ran that tape that had Jam on it. That had it was a bunch of Michael Jackson ones that I don't know if it was Dirty Diana. It was a lot of songs.
Dirty Diana. I wish Dirty Diana got more of a push, you know what I'm saying, as far as like being one of his hits.
Yeah, it's a good song. Mike has so many hits, bro. One of my favorite Michael Jackson songs that we're probably gonna have to do a top 5 on. We have to at some point is him and Paul McCartney. And I see him in my dreams, and it's times a face of heart.
Man, there was a
I love that song, bro.
Just a quick aside, since we're on the topic. There was a documentary that came out last year about, it was an anniversary documentary for the Thriller album, and they took you behind the scenes of how they got the inspiration for the album. They had like the beginning of the the takes while they were recording, and they had the behind the scenes with him and Paul McCartney. And me and me and Ty, we have a playlist with that on there. I'm like, I had to put it up there. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the Thriller album, right?
Yeah, the full out. They had a whole documentary on the album, not just that one song and its impact. No, the whole album.
Bro, when
They
we were
ran
young,
through the whole album and the inspiration, dude.
that's when we were younger. Me and my sister, we had 2 tapes. It was 2 tapes. One was a tape of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yep.
It was the making of Thriller,
Mm.
not the album, the song.
Yeah.
And they showed like the production and the rehearsals and stuff like that.
Nice.
That went into creating like the whole Thriller, man. Probably
Mm-hmm.
to this day, is there a fucking music video that's better than Thriller, yo? Like literally, I can't even think.
He was making short films. He wasn't making music videos. He was making films. You know,
This horror, a straight up horror movie. This guy made out of an R&B song or a pop song, whatever you want to call it.
Pop song with it still hits. And when that creepy voice comes in, it gets me every time. And my youngest nephew, matter of fact, that is his like one of his favorite songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Little dude just turned 3. He knows the choreography to Thriller.
Yo, listen, you raising them right. Y'all whenever I hear some shit like that, you raising them right. You doing your work. Perfect. All right, bro. We got 2 more.
Yep.
This list is awesome. I knew it was gonna be a good ass show. But, all right, Kyle, what you got? We're going on to number 2, man.
Number 2. Miss Independent, Neo. All day.
No wait, I'll tell you right now. Neo for a while, I would say when he came out, when Stay came out, and we didn't know who the hell he was. Neo, I was listening to that shit. Stay was I love that damn song.
Mine was So Sick.
That was my shit. That was another one. That was another breakup one for me.
That was another breakup song. There's a lot of R&B breakup songs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these songs are supposed to be therapeutic for your heart. Like, what are you feeling right now? Oh, you want to punch in the gut? I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears. Yeah, man.
Yo, such a good song too. I love So Sick. So Sick. That whole Neo's first album, bro, was incredible, bro. And the whole album. Remember how everybody was like, this is back, like you just said, what's the full album you listen to?
Yeah.
I remember everybody was talking about the album cuts that were on the album, not even just the songs that were on the radio. And it's crazy. The one he did with Ghostface Killer, girl, I got a girl. I just don't get down like that. I don't get down like that. Bro, man, like there was so many bangers on that damn album right there. But
crazy.
Miss Independent is incredible. Yeah, Neo. We can go all day with Neo. Neo is what a phenomenal talent. Another fucking industry artist who has written and done amazing stuff for the industry. Him and Chris Brown. Remember, him and Chris Brown were taking over the fucking the genre.
Yeah.
For a time there. And everybody he was writing for Chris Brown and trying to figure out who you wanted to hear more of. Neo, shout out to you, bro. Definitely come on the ENT show if you want to talk some shit. We'd love to have you.
That would be dope.
That'd be awesome.
Dope one day,
That'd be awesome. All right, number 2. You touched on it, and this is my number 2.
I want to know. Yeah.
So I want to know another song, like I was saying about Cupid. Every time this song starts, especially when it comes on, it's a rap. I'm grooving. I'm instantly saying, "Oh, what's my shit?" I say every single time it starts, and it's because it's such a good song, bro. Joe is one of the R&B artists that I always feel never gets enough recognition. Where he was a movement throughout all of R&B's, like as far as like the 90s and 2000, 2010s even. He has so many songs. One of my favorite songs from Joe is Love Scene. Incredible fucking song, bro. Like, just literally one of the ones, if you wanted to lay your girl down with your wife, whatever, it's incredible. I Want to Know it's a classic. It's always going to start, and tell me, let me see, let me make sure I'm getting it right. Tell me what kind of man would treat his woman so cold. No, that's not that. That's That's the other one. I want to know is damn.
What you go? Like he's asking the girl, what can he do to please her, right?
Yeah, I want to
Tell
know.
me what can I gotta do to please you? Baby, anything you say, I'll do.
He beat his woman. Damn, Terry was gonna come up here and fuck the whole group up.
Oh my God! No, no!
Oh, come
Oh
on.
shoot! Really?
I don't want to know anybody's personal shit anymore, bro.
Oh my God! The irony!
Know.
The irony in that! The hypocrisy!
I can't remember the fucking
Oh
name.
my!
I'm trying to remember how the song goes, and Terry's got to come and drastically change the mood.
No, dude. While making this list earlier, I was debating on whether to put R. Kelly up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen, bro, you would have got fired.
Because look.
Shit.
Oh man.
Damn.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Damn, Joe beat me.
Okay.
Tell me what kind of.
Uh,
I'm not going to.
oh.
I ain't going to.
No.
Yo, fuck that. How did I want to know start? Damn, I forgot how.
What is up with people? No, what is up with people? Are you kidding me?
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. There we go. Oh shit, there we go. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Yes,
yeah. And
nobody ever
made me feel this way. Mm-hmm.
Take my lips and then
you take my breath away.
So I want to know.
Woo,
let's go.
You know the funny
that is a fucking R&B song right there.
You know the funny thing is though, if that came out today, putting aside the horribleness of what we just learned, but if that came out today, he'd get accused of simping. That is a song for what people would call simps. And I'm like, yo, listen, I don't care.
Listen and killing
you trying to and man.
I'm saying tonight, bro. This is my shit right here.
Man, Brian over there. Okay.
I'm trying. You know, listen to Sarah. We love it, Sarah. I'm just fucking.
Yeah, no, but you know what? Big ups to you, because I would not have known that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either.
I would not have known that, and whew, boy, that's a lot to process.
I'm sure.
Oh my God, not another one. What is up?
Isn't that the thing though? It's like it's so many fucking stories and stuff like that, and I'm not, it's just the thing is, you know what sucks, and I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just being honest. The problem is we know too much about these motherfuckers, man. That's the problem. I'm sorry to say it like that. It's the truth, though.
Well, that and they get away with stuff like.
But Kyle, think of it like this, bro. On some real shit. This is gonna sound kind of fucked up, but it is the truth, no matter how you look at it. There are people who do really bad shit.
Yeah.
There are people who do really bad shit, and you'll never ever know about it. There are people who do kind of bad shit. There are people who do, have bad things, who are into bad or weird shit. Or there's a lot of shit that you shouldn't know about a person. Now, there's a lot of shit that people shouldn't do as well. But the problem with people who make movies and people who do all this other stuff, whatever, is we know every inch of their bad shit. We're just on a show right now, in the middle of a live show right now. And somebody that we trust, gave us information. Hopefully she's right. We ain't fact check. We ain't do shit. We just literally fucking criminalized this man that we over here. He's high on my list and shit. But I'm automatically my whole fucking, perception of Joe has just changed in a matter of 3 minutes.
In a matter of seconds? Yeah.
I haven't done any kind of due diligence to be like, oh man, like this man is a terrible person now. That's the fucking problem right there, bro.
We gotta.
I'm not trying to just jump on the wagon and be like, oh, Joe, he did that. I don't know the story. We don't even know the story when we get the story. So it's like, if he did do some shit, I don't know what it was. I know this man has been giving me amazing fucking music, my whole life. I hope that the story's not true. But it's not like I can just forget, that, the fuck, this R. Kelly, I'm sorry, R. Kelly, fuck R. Kelly. I would never have him around my daughters. Right? I would
never to the no.
Sponsor. But if fucking if I Wish came on, or if
Oh, until the cops come knock.
let, let, Fortunate by Maxwell is my favorite, but R. Kelly wrote.
R.
Fortunate,
Kelly wrote a lot of hits.
love that fucking song.
He wrote a lot of songs for people.
Yes. Yeah, Maxwell, Fortunate. I love that fucking song. And Ascension, Maxwell, Fortunate, Ascension, and Pretty Wings, yo. I love those damn songs. And of course, what the hell is the other one? I know it, but I'm not gonna think of it right now. But R. Kelly has a lot of shit that's on. Until the cops come knocking, I love. Yeah, I'm telling you, R&B is the shit, yo. Joe is high on your list. Really, I guess you like Donell Jones. Yeah, I like Donell Jones, but now we're talking about songs, though. This isn't artists. I Want to Know is one of my favorite R&B songs of all time, yo. That shit starts as soon as you hear it, and you know it's very unique in its beginning, and it's a great song. Highs and lows, great hook, and it's very smooth. It's real easy to go. But all right, that's number 2. So we got number 1, bro. What's your number 1, Kyle?
Okay, so this is kind of a cheat, but I gotta do it. Okay, all right. Look, TLC. All right, TLC. Waterfalls. All right. Unpretty. No Scrubs.
Damn, you doing all of them?
Yes, I am doing all of them. Okay, especially Unpretty. The video for Unpretty and learning to love yourself, especially when I know it's from the female's perspective, but when you're going through puberty and you don't know yourself yet, and you see everybody else like they're either, like I said, they're either getting dates or talking to people, or they're not as filled with acne and all this. Oh my God. But then you realize, oh wait, no, we're all going through the same thing. It's just that they know how to hide it better than you do. You know what I'm saying? I was a walking
hair, it don't grow.
Yeah. And and I believe, the video depicted a young woman getting plastic surgery. She thought that was what she needed to be, to be accepted, what she needed to be happy. And then I believe she ran away during, like, when they were about to do the procedure. She ran.
She left. She didn't go through with it. She loved herself again and shit.
She loved herself. And not to say, you
really was.
And it's not to say like you can't do whatever you want with your life, but that was heavy. And I remember that was like my sister loved that song, and now I got the video playing in my head. I'm like, there's a reason this is on the list. But Waterfalls, talking about everything from AIDS to freaking losing a son to all of that. I'm like, man.
I think there's a point in the early 90s where I don't think there's a person on this fucking planet that didn't like Waterfalls, bro. That was one of the biggest songs of the 90s. Don't go change. I love that. And that was before I really even knew TLC. And now, to be honest, I love TLC. I love TLC's, like, I would say, I always go back and forth between, as far as favorite girl groups, TLC is my number 1. And Destiny's Child is probably my number 2. But at the end of the day, I would say Baby 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 is my shit from TLC, bro. That's always
and they had that, and they had songs about cheating too. Creep.
Oh yeah, Creep. Hell yeah.
Creep.
Yep.
The heck were we listening to that as kids though?
Man,
you think about
all that shit, bro.
I had a music teacher in elementary school.
Trevor, this is our favorite songs.
R&B tracks. Yeah.
R&B tracks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 favorite R&B tracks.
I had a teacher in elementary school who would come in with his piano. He would come in with his piano, and then every so often he'd have. This was when TLC were at their peak, so he had a TLC tape, and he'd be playing that, and I was, now looking back at it, I was surprised that they let him get away with it, given but it was, once again, subtlety.
Yeah, it was subtle, bro. It wasn't promoted the way that, like, now they'll just say it, like, you know what I'm saying? They'll put all of it in the song, but it was done in a poetic kind of way.
I remember they got in trouble, like they got in a little bit of trouble during the "What About Your Friends" video, because if you look at
your friends?
Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? Yeah. Right?
Yes, let's go. Holy shit, man. Music gives you. Yo, listen, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Ain't nobody moving like that no more. Y'all just want some bullshit. All y'all want to do is shake y'all ass, and that's it. But there ain't no feelings to this shit.
There's no choreography to it. It's just
man,
you're just making sure you twerk on beat, but that's pretty much it.
Everybody do shake their ass now. Like that shit, advertising and shit. Even the dudes is doing it. But I'm saying, like, literally, like, yo, and like you said, you talked about Waterfall, you talked about Unpretty, but yo, no scrubs.
No scrubs.
Let me be real. The one with Left Eye, because that breakdown and the sun's ever rising. So, let me give you something to think about.
Because she was the rapper in the group. Listen, like, and I hated it when they put it on the radio and they cut her part out. Like they. Like I hate it when they would cut the rapper's part out just because you're on a R&B or like old school station. Like, that's right. But that's part of the song. You just have the breakdown and that's it. Listen to the lyrics, people.
No.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah, I love all three of those songs. Unpretty, I'm not gonna lie. Unpretty probably wouldn't be on top of my list of TLC songs. But definitely No Scrubs. I love No Scrubs. That was a good ass song. Then you had No, I Don't Want No Pigeons.
Get no dust from me. Yep.
And your best man's clothes.
I
love that shit. Yo. It used to be.
It was funny. I was not expecting that response record from Sporty Thieves, but I used to that was one of those songs that I would just hear I wouldn't hear it. I would have to wait until it would come on MTV or BET, right?
That's how it was. You wait. It was fun. It was fun as hell. But all right, last song of the night, man. My number one. And I couldn't do this list without adding my boy, one of my favorite R&B singer of all time. It's not Anytime. That was the one that really got me into it. But Back at One, bro. Brian McKnight. But I put Back at One. I don't know why that it came in there. But Back at One was another song that when it came out, it was just like it was such a real song, bro. Like, every lyric is undeniable. The way it starts immediately, and we should be together, unbelievable. I love that fucking song.
That's a wedding song. Yes. That's a just because song. Like as you can tell, I cannot sing to save my life. But you got me singing karaoke tonight. I would sing that. I would sing that to Ty. I would.
There you go. Yeah,
straight up.
It's such a real song. Like you just said it in a nutshell. Like it's like there's a lot of meaning. Like you could sing it, you could go, it's not complicated, it's not over exaggerated. No. It's just heartfelt, it's just sung. And that was one of the things I love about Brian McKnight. You hitting, Wonderful. That's another one. I love Wonderful. He got a song called Shoulda Woulda Coulda that I fucking love. I love I Was So Lonely. Find Myself in You. I love Brian McKnight. Got some amazing songs, and that's not even going back to remember when he came out on Martin and was singing to Gina.
Yeah,
Martin Post. Yo, listen, man.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You hire a really popular singer at the time, and then they serenade your girl as you pull out the ring.
remember how and for people who people watch Martin religiously, like still to this day, and it's finally on streaming services so you can watch it. But remember the impact. Shout out to Tisha Campbell and Martin for that scene, because
definitely
it was so strong, because that if you remember, Gina and Martin were fighting because Martin basically walked up and was like, "Okay, Gina, I'll marry you. Are you happy now?" And Gina was like, "Okay, nigga, I'm out." And then Martin did all of that, and he said, "Close your eyes, baby. I'm about to sing for you." And then Brian said, "There'll never come a day, and I'll ever say that I love you." Oh, listen, bro. And she just melted, and you saw the character. Listen, we're talking. Look, Kyle, we started this with R&B,
Yep.
and touched so many different, from movies to TV shows to.
Yep.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm not trying to be absolutely right. You feel me?
No,
But
of course not.
I
No.
can't relate that shit to anything nowadays, like how we're doing it now. All the character, it's just I'm not trying to be that old nigga that's like, oh, I'm 40 now, everything else sucks. But I'm just saying it does. Like,
Listen, I think no matter how hard we try not to be those guys, there's going to be moments where it's like, oh, you don't know, like I'm an unk, okay? I'm an unk, and one day my nephew is gonna be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know, you don't know what you're saying. I'm like, listen, man. It was different then. It was different then. You want me to go through my collection of? Nah, I got streaming, or I got it streaming in my brain. By the time he gets old enough, there'll probably be chips in his brain.
that's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There probably is now. We don't even fucking know about it.
If you're a
sister fan, bro. Yep, we got started on there too. Yeah, I remember that.
oh shoot, yeah.
Episode.
Oh yeah, you're right, babe. That was actually a deep cut. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, Brian McKnight hit in the 90s, man. He actually just had shout out to Brian McKnight because I know his son, Nico, I think, he just passed away from cancer.
Oh shoot.
Man. Shout out to him and rest in peace to his son Nico. There's a YouTube clip of him and his family that I forgot how I came across it. I was just doing my music search. Sometimes I get into these really, really like
deep rabbit holes.
Yeah, and I listen to these music. I listen to Smokey Norfolk. I listen to a whole bunch of different people on YouTube. And Brian McKnight and his family is singing. It's like around Christmas time, and they're singing this gospel song. And it's just they're just in the living room with a whole bunch of people, and they are going in, man. And it's just like a homemade little clip. And it's him and this guy named Chris. He was a singer too. I don't know his last name right now, but it is such like it's one of those pieces that if you come from like a soulful family, like you're gonna feel that shit in your bones when you listen to it. And every now and then I pull it out. I pulled it out the other night, and I was just serenaded, bro. Like I'm just like literally like I'm just rejoicing right now, yo.
He did do a comedy song once that kind of threw me off because it was him. Yeah, and
yeah, I've heard. Once again, bro, I respect the art, man. I get there's a lot of people that's going to disappoint the shit out of you. That's why I want to. I don't.
Don't meet your heroes, then.
I don't want to meet my fan or heroes. Yeah, so it is what it is. You know too much. What was you saying?
Yeah, he did a comedy song once with the group College Humor, and I'm gonna just say, look it up yourself, and it'll be like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Good, man. But Kyle, listen, bro, this was an awesome list.
Awesome.
This was an awesome topic.
There was no overlap this time.
Yeah, we didn't have it. I mean, it was a pretty wide variety. We came close with Joe. We did.
We came close. It was two different, same artist, two different songs.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, we definitely hit on some awesome songs, and we talked about a lot of stuff in R&B. I do want to have I definitely got inspiration from Brandon Janu. You guys know he's on STR with us a lot, but I would love to have him come on because he does these lists all the time. Yeah, he was actually a little bit of inspiration why I wanted to talk R&B and stuff like that. But I would like to have like a little bit deeper conversations about different artists and different songs and stuff like that we enjoy.
Yeah,
maybe just like a whole show. So we'll do more of these, and we've definitely talked hip hop before. We've talked a couple different ones. We're gonna do more, man. We're gonna do more, yo.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love these. But Kyle, man, I saw you've been doing a lot of with A for Able, man. I saw you dropped a couple episodes, and
had to drop that episode. Arthritis, Space Law, and more. I wouldn't say I was sitting on it. It took me a while to get to it because I was stacking episodes, but it's a good one. It has a really cool lawyer, and he explains his health journey, especially because he was diagnosed with it back in the 90s, and it was a different time. Let's put it that way. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
we gotta get. I'm gonna get a thing printed out. I haven't been doing my work the way I'm supposed to, but I have been working.
Dude, you got a lot. Dude, you got a lot going on.
I definitely
Okay,
do. I
you
do a
get you
lot
get
of
you
it.
got a lot going on. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah.
We still got more to put out here because listen, bro. Like once again, I said, yo, thank you to everybody who's watching. You guys love this entertainment show. You guys love all our shows. You're very supportive,
Oh, yeah.
and I appreciate every one of you. But yeah, the entertainment show be hitting, bro. Y'all love this entertainment show. I'm glad we can entertain. And I want to tell you guys, I cannot express that the AI episode is coming, and you guys are gonna want to watch that one because I have a lot of videos already queued up, man. Yeah, we're gonna talk some shit about this AI shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
The good, the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly in just the past couple of years, bro. It hasn't even been that long since
That's the
generative
scary part.
AI has become common.
That's
So,
the scary part.
woo.
Yeah, yeah, and remember, that's what we know. That's what
Yeah,
we
that's
have.
what we know so
That's
far.
not what exists. That's what we have. That's the scary shit. But Kyle, man, we gonna talk about that another day. This was an awesome episode. I hope we made you guys, go down memory lane. I hope we made you guys even question a little bit, about the music genre and what you like, and maybe inspire some people to say, "Hey, I do miss that old school music. I'm gonna go make some." You know what I'm saying? And maybe you'll bring back a little bit of history that people are kind of missing now. Maybe they don't realize they're missing. But we are going to be back next week. We have brand new episodes of all 3 shows. We're going to be back with a brand new Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. We didn't have one yesterday. But also, of course, the Beeline Web Show. And A for Able coming back out, or when's your next episode?
Oh yeah. We got next episode should be coming about a week or 2.
Awesome.
Yeah, so check out that one. And there will be I was trying to take a break for July, but I can't. I cannot take a break. I told myself 10 episodes for the season, take a break for a few months, but next month is Disability Pride Month, so I gotta do something for that. So shout out to everybody out there, whether your disability is physical or invisible, know that you matter. Okay, you are a person. You deserve to be treated like anyone else, and that is where I'm going to end that.
Nice. No, I definitely agree with you guys. And I'm going to tell you, Brian B, thanks for another episode, guys. But I want you to go and stay true, stay positive, and pay attention because there's a lot going on. And I hope that you are enjoying any form of art that you enjoy. And yeah, people do some shit, and we don't want to know about it all the time because, listen, you can't take it back. I love Joe's song. What the fuck am I gonna do? Not love it?
Oh,
too late. But yo, listen. Take care of each other and take care of yourselves. And I hope you guys have a great night. All right, Kyle.
Peace, bro.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you head on over to the Beeline Entertainment LLC YouTube channel, where we have so much more for you. We have the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, as well as Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk on Wednesdays, and of course, the Beeline Entertainment Show on Thursday night. Join us and make sure that you hit that like, hit that share, and of course, subscribe with that bell button for the notifications so you can make sure you're getting all the great content from the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Let's go!